Toba, and I'm actually coming to you live on my YouTube channel today because I seem to be having some difficulty with Facebook. So I'm just checking to make sure I'm positioned right because my screen, yep, it's backwards. So I'm gonna just stop and try this again because it's not working either. I seem to be having some major difficulties these today. I don't know what's going on. So give me a second here. At least 1 minute is needed. Uh, hmm. So I don't know why I'm having trouble and why this is not letting me adjust. Just give me orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Okay, I'm gonna make you drunk for like 2 seconds here, and that's not the orientation I want. I want it. Let's see. Let's see what this does. It's not the direction I really want, but for some reason it's saying I'm locked. But let's see, we'll leave it. Okay, I apologize. I apologize for the chaos. Um, and trying to make this work. Hello, Kathy. Thanks for finding me. I don't know what's going on. But, I think it's just another reason to say stop using Facebook and just save yourself anxiety and time and move to YouTube. So, I apologize. My throat's like all crazy messy. So, I don't know why it's doing that. So, I'm in a little bit of a portrait mode here. So, I'm going to try and keep everything with, and I will do my best. So, thank you. Much appreciated. So sorry, folks. Facebook does drive all of us nuts. It's probably why lots of demonstrators have switched over, but yet I can't seem to figure out how to do both. My value fiber doesn't allow me, and it's huge delay. So, and yet I have enough power. I don't know what the word is to do things, but yet it doesn't let me. So, thanks for your patience. Yeah, at least I don't have to re-record this or download it. Okay, so thank you, Christine. Thank you for Kathy for finding me. I'm over on my YouTube. I guess my reel may have worked, but that was all I can do. I can't even see anything else on my screen right now. So, but I can see your comments in YouTube because you're all logged in. Um, so just a reminder, we are on day 2 of free shipping. If there's anything you think you need and you have a small order, I am putting a final group order in tomorrow. So on the last day, so you have until tomorrow to put in whatever you need. And then just email me, nemibcc at gmail.com, or text me at 204-955-6742. And I'll add you to my order, and then we will coordinate to make sure I get it to you. Okay, if it's less than 100, but if you definitely say you forgot stuff or you're just slightly less, I would definitely top it up with adhesive or cardstock, but that's just me. But in case you can't, I am putting in a group order tomorrow. And once you hit that 100 mark, of course, just a reminder, Wild Bunch is in. My order should have been here by now, so I'm also having shipping orders. So UPS does batch shipping, and of course, if it's held up by at least one package, then the whole packet, the whole batch is stuck. So I'm waiting. So hopefully it gets here today. So today's our last day of mixed Moonlit Flora suite or the Moonlit Flora paper, and of course the suite collection. And just a reminder, these were the cards we made. So this was Monday, this was Tuesday, and then this was Wednesday where we cased the catalog. And then this was yesterday. So this is the third card I was showing you that I was working on. So I finished it. I probably should add a couple more moths, But you can see here how it differs from punching out that stamp in the middle there for the thankful and how I just built around it. So that is my last one. And today we have a fun fold, which I was actually struggling with. And I don't mean struggling in a negative way, I mean in a positive way. Because one of the things that I wanted to do was this fun fold. And this was my original inspiration. So I've been cleaning up my cards and trying to get rid of them all. So I found this awesome fun fold, which actually opens up like this. And then there's another hole here. So you just use a circle die cut. And then you open it up and it opens like this. So then you have like this three part going on. However, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because the paper is just too beautiful. I couldn't punch out a circle here. And no matter which paper designer series pattern I use, paper pattern, I just felt like I couldn't do it. Unless I used the B side, but the B side is like the side that I want to show I know, it's that. So I'm going to make it again. So I'm going to tell you if you really want to do this one the way I originally had it with the circles cutting through, then you just cut another circle. I just really honestly couldn't do it. Okay, so let's get creative on this one, but it is a nice fun fold. So I'm going to change it up and use golden glow. So here is my golden glow, and I'm going to just fold it in half. So this is my base. But the thing you need to remember is your base is not opening up like a standard card, which is this way. We're going to flip it and open it up this way, the opposite way. So I had to keep reminding myself about that. So now we have that. And then we have our other side, which is this piece. So it's 5.5 by 4 3/4. And the reason why is because the whole card base on the front is 4 1/4. So because this is 4 1/4, I need that little lip here to actually stick it and glue it and adhere it to the card base. So that's going to give us that little bit. Now, if you want it flush, which I didn't care to, then you probably want to make sure that you're at, just a slight inch or a slight eighth inch more. So I would probably go to 5 inches just to guarantee that my score line is right on top and in line on both sides. But because when I fold this over, you'll see it slips by just a bit off this side, and I'm okay with that. But if you don't like that, then add in that 1/4 inch or eighth of an inch so that that way you're flush there. But I was fine with that because, like, look, when I lay it down, I get that much, which then shows up, as you can see here, the same way. So you see I got about a 1/4 inch there, and even on my original design, there's a 1/4 inch. So if you want that tip all the way, by all means, go ahead. Okay, so I didn't emboss or anything because I wanted to show you how to get this done right. When I did it, I didn't get all the way to the edge. I thought I did, and I didn't. So I wanted to make sure, where is it? You knew how. So originally, this is my embossing folder. So originally, um, hello, Kimberly. Thanks for joining me. Originally, I just usually go like this and then I push it down. But then what happens is you don't get part of the embossing all the way through. So this fold is very handy, and I just line it up here to the edge where you can, here, I'll go like this. You can see the edge. So I'll line it up while it's folded so that I know I'm right on the edge, and then I'll lift it up and push it down. So now we're just going to put this in our emboss machine. Now I'm hoping I'm right on that score line. If I did it right, of course. So I'm not going to bring in my emboss and cut machine because I'm having technical difficulties already, and I don't want to keep adjusting my camera on you. I already did that in the beginning, and I know it's not fun, and I know lots of other crafters, including demonstrators, don't like it when the camera's constantly shaking. So I just ran it through, and now let's take a look. And yep, it's pretty flush along the edge. So now when I fold it over, and it's okay if you go slightly over. Now the other fun thing is you could go over the whole thing because nobody is really going to notice or care that you have this backside. Like I think we forget to do that because just think about it. When you get a paper pumpkin kit or a kit collection, both sides of the base have patterns. So if you want and that's too much work, then put the pattern in. It don't matter. Okay, so like I said, I couldn't do it. I purposely could not cut out this centerpiece so you can also see part of this flower comes through that hole. It's about a 2¼ inch hole. So you can either use a 2 inch die or a 2¼ inch die. You don't want to go anything bigger than that because then you're using up too much of your front. And then you just need something here. Now, of course, like I said, I couldn't cut it. This paper is just too beautiful. So I'm cheating you. Unless you know I use a different pattern, but I just can't do that either. I could use the back, but that's just not my style because look how pretty this is. So let me see if I grab this or no. So I did not want to cut and lose this. I felt like I was cheating it. Um, but I know I should be reasonable and make sure I'm teaching or sharing you the right way of doing stuff. But it's really painful. So you have a choice. You can use a circle. So let me see if I can find a 2¼ inch circle. This one's actually pretty close. So this is a 2¼ inch. So if I was to do it, it would go roughly there. So the first thing I would do to make sure I'm right is get this piece prepped so I know exactly. So if I cut this out and cut that circle out, it's roughly there. And that's where I'm like, do I want to lose some of that? Or do I just pop it and put it on the other side? But then again, it's like, what's the point? So you tell me, put in the comments while I build this one and let me know if I should cut a hole in this one or not. So yes or no for a hole, that's all I need to know. Okay, so for this one, what I did was I left 1½ inches on this side and then I went to the center over here, which is 2¾ So let me line this up. I'm going to use my grid. I'll go over here so it's even with you. And then I can see. So I'm just going to take a pencil and I purposely switched to golden glow because I was like, oh man, it's hard to see the pencil marks. Okay, so 1½. Where am I here? 1, 2, 3, 4. There. So my 1½ mark is here. So I'm just going to exaggerate my pencil mark so you can see it. And then I'll just erase it. And then we need to go 2¾ on this side. So I'm going to flip it because I can't see without using my 1 inch ruler down here. 1, 2, and 3/4 is this line right here. Okay. So there's my pencil mark. So I'm going to take my paper trimmer and cut from corner to corner. Okay, so let me just clean up a bit over here so I can dig out my paper trimmer, which is like underneath everything right now. And I know I'm going to lose those plates. Okay, so here's my paper trimmer. So I'm going to go to 1½ inches to 2 3/4. So all we're doing is putting those lines in the track of your paper trimmer. Now, if you don't have a paper trimmer, which is kind of weird, you need to buy one from Stampin' Up. They're like $35. They're super cheap. And if you order through me, that'll help you get your $100 plus your free kit and free paper and cards from me. Of course, I can only sell to Canadians, but if you're interested and you live in the US, then please hit up Rachel Kuhn or Dee Slater, depending if you're on the East Coast or the West Coast. They can definitely help you out. Okay, so I got a bit of fraying there, so I'm just going to take my eraser. My track must be a bit dirty. Thought I cleaned it earlier. And I'll get that going. Okay. Okay, so I haven't seen a comment, and I don't know if it's just because it's not refreshing. But yeah, so just let me know if we should pop a hole in that one or not. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. So, do we or do we not create a hole in there? That is the question. Okay, so we're done. And now, because this is a gorgeous 3D embossing folder, and yes, it's currently not available, it does it on the back side as well. So when you put it in your card, you get to see both sides. Now, if you don't, if you make sure when you go in that you put the notification on, so then that way you're good to go. Okay, so we're just gonna find that center, and I'm just gonna eyeball it, and then I'm gonna stick a piece of tape there. So what I'm looking for is making sure this side and this side is pretty even. That's the ideal. And then I'm gonna make sure, I'm just gonna tape it down to hold it. And that's gonna give us our template as to whether or not we cut a hole on this one. I'm really like, I love it, but I don't like, I seriously, the paper is so beautiful, I feel guilty cutting a hole in it. Even though I know I can just reuse that, right? Like, it's just me being childish. Oh, I just ripped some of it. Okay, so there's our front. So now we have this other gorgeous piece, which I could save. Now it's flattened it a bit, so I just want to grab my, maybe I should have cut the hole first and then embossed, because kind of flattened it a bit. So we could technically run this through again if I make sure I lined it up right. Ooh, that's the trick. That's the tricky part, is making sure it's lined up correctly. Otherwise, we could be in trouble. But let me see. I think I can fix the magic by looking at the back side. So I probably would say, yeah, emboss second. Let's see if I can do it. It looks pretty bang on. Let me see. If I ruined it, we're cutting it again. Oh, it's just what, it's a Freaky Friday. Let's call it that. I should have just called it that in the comments, right? As my title. Freaky Friday. Whew. Oh, it worked. I lined it up perfectly. Woohoo! Okay, so heat emboss, or sorry, emboss, cut your circle first and then emboss second. So, where's our card base? So here's our card base. So let's put that on, and well, I don't want to put that on because I want to decide. So there's where that goes. So then the question becomes, do we or do we not punch a hole? Oh, so stressful. So this would go here, and look at that. I can't do it. Like, that is stunning. Although I have that there too. Oh, it's such a tough decision. Okay, so the thing is with this, you go through it um, 3 times. So you're going through 3 layers. Now, a punch, which is what I did first, would not be able to handle 3 layers. A die might be able to handle 3 layers. I've not done 3, or have I? I've probably done 3. Just don't recall. So, let's try it. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to show you the ins and outs of what to do and what not to do, and to learn. Now, we're going to cut a circle in the middle. Don't exactly know where. So I'm just going to put a big circle and maybe stick my initial down here. Now we can stick this right on top, which is our first layer, which is a 1/4 inch smaller than your standard card. And then this one, which is a 1/4 inch smaller than your standard card, than your standard layer, I should say. So again, we're gonna cut out. I like the DSP not cut. See? I know. Okay. Well then, we won't cut it. Because I was just waiting for one of you to say it because it hurts. It's so gorgeous. It's like it. This suite definitely brings in the beauty of nighttime jungle, nighttime tropical forest, I guess. Okay, so then when you do that, it goes like this. So you see that beautiful little flower pop through, which is, in my opinion, stunning on its own. And I feel like covering that up with a sentiment, which is what I did here, kind of defeats the purpose. So if you're using beautiful DSP like this, I don't even know where you put a sentiment. It's so pretty, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so now we need to add adhesive here. So, excuse me, I'm going to use tear tape. I don't know why Facebook is giving us problems today. It could be my location as well, because like I said, I live 20 minutes out of the city in rural Manitoba. So it could just be out here that we're having problems. I know my kids were like, so I was at meat bingo last night, so trying to win some meat, didn't win. And the kids were home and of course call me and they're like, we can't get onto TSN. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And of course they're freaking out because the World Cup game started at 8:45, and of course I told them like, don't wait till 8:45, and I gave them all the details and steps and what to do, and they still struggled. And so I'm like, somebody play my cards. I have to help my kids. And of course they don't explain anything properly, and all they had to do was reset the TV. I was so annoyed. I'm like, I thought you guys said you couldn't connect. So I'm trying to walk them through connection, and they're like, that's working. And I said, okay, well, then what's the problem? And they're like, the TV is lagging. I'm like, okay, well, did you try resetting first? Of course, it was like, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, there we go. So, as per Christine, I honestly cannot cut that either. And then I stuck a flower on there, but you've got the flowers here already. So honestly, with this one, I feel like we don't need anything but a sentiment right here. And I chose to use not the sentiments that it comes with because we've already done them all, and I kind of feel like I needed a birthday one. So we'll grab a piece of strip DSP right here and see what we get. Interesting. The comments on my oh, I think it's there. Okay, so I'm gonna just use black because I feel like that's enough because we have black as our base. And I'm just gonna take this. So I took this stamp. This is my favorite new stamp and one of my favorite go-tos, which is phrases and frames. And I love it. And so, of course, I keep coming back to this happiest birthday one. And that's what we're using. So I'm just going to go in here and stamp that as best as I can without getting my head in the camera. Because I can't get in there, I'm going vertical and seeing what I get. Okay. There we go. Oh, turned out beautifully. Awesome. So now I'm just going to grab my mini guillotine. I wish Stampin' Up! Would bring these back because they're like my favorite. It's so mini. I mean, Fiskars has one. Who else has one? Quite a few. So, you can get them anywhere, but, Stampin' Up! Gotta support them because I'm a demonstrator. Okay, so I'm just lining this up because it's too wide. Just want to make sure I can't get my head in there. So think I'm hoping I'm straight. Oh, I feel like I'm cutting too much. So I'm gonna see if I can line it up to that one and oh well, risk. Not so bad. But now I feel like this side needs just a tad trimmed. Just a tad. A tadpole of a trim so it's even. I know, just my OCD a bit. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And honestly, it's just gonna sit right here. So let's just add in a little bit of ribbon somewhere because that's kind of what I did just to give it a little bit more texture. Although I think I don't want to cover that flower up too much either. So I'm going to come down a bit over here and I may have to trim that side a bit. And then we're going to add a bow underneath. It's pretty boring, but at the same time, it's not because everything else around it does all the work. So if you want to add more to it, I would probably say pick a pattern or use a B-side pattern where there is less. So then that way you don't have as much. I'm going to do a double bow to try and give it a little more oomph. So thanks again for finding me on YouTube. I'll post it when I can get back on to Facebook, and you'll still get credit. So, Kathy, Christine, and Kim, you'll definitely go in my draw for this week for commenting, um, and for an extra for putting up with the trouble. So this I'm going to put under like that. And so that, oh, I'll go this way. So the wings are on that side. And then this can go here. So it adds a little bit. So I'm going to add this on with, oh, I just lost it. Let's say dimensional. I think I just got it on there. Nope. Okay. Sorry, it got stuck on my thumb instead. And put that there. Oh no, there's a frog in my throat today. Okay. I'm just going to have to take a sip of coffee. Give me a sec. I gotta figure out why my camera is not rotating either. So this is gonna hang loose, loosey goose. And so we're gonna put a dimensional behind that to hold it up. And I'm gonna stick it literally right beside that ribbon. And oops, wrong way. And stick that right there. So it's gonna be a little loosey goosey, which is fine. You'll see it a little bit on that side. Looks fine. And then you have that. And now we just need the inside. So I'm just going to grab a piece of design of just your standard basic white. Or you can use white willow. And this will go here. Now the one stamp here that I haven't used yet either was the fun pattern one, which is this one here. So all week we've pretty much used most of the other ones. So we're going to add a little bit of a pattern along this side. I'm going to move this die before I lose it. So I'm just going to grab Golden Glow. It's raining again. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this. And then we're going to literally, just along one side, stamp away. Stamp away along there. Actually, I probably didn't need to re-ink it. I could have just flipped it. And there we have that nice little pattern there that's going on. And then we're going to grab from the phrases and frames. I decided to pick, this kind of seems more like anniversary, but I think it works as well, which is may your day be filled with love and happiness. So why can't you say happy birthday and wish them love and happiness, right? Okay, so again, I'm just going to use your standard black, whatever you got. Just use whatever you have in your stash. I'm just going to ink it up. And then running from the top, just somewhere midway, just kind of centered, and put that there. There we go. Perfect. And then we're going to just stick that on the inside. May your day be filled with love and happiness. Oh, that W was kind of thick. Okay, must be pretty juicy on that side. So I'm just going to grab my Seal Plus here. Oh, missed the corner because it was right in front of me. Versus my liquid glue. Don't need a lot, just little strips because our, adhesive is very strong and holds extremely well. And then put that there. And voila, our card is done. What do you think? Just give me a thumbs up or something if you like it. Or a heart to show some love. So there's our two differences. So I'll put that there. We have that and that. Oh, and I forgot to put embellishments. So let's just grab our embellishments here. And on this one, we could use almost any color, but I think I'll stick. Maybe I'll use the green. I used the white on the other, or what did I use? I used clear on the other one. So we could do that too. So I can stick one. Yeah, let's use clear because the color is so bright. Stick one there, one down here, and then another one up here along this side. So then when you open it, you'll see the three dots there. And of course, when you open it, you see that beautiful flowers that come in, and you have one fiddlehead along the top. And then we open it up and we see this. So we could add more stamps into here if you'd like, but I just want to keep it simple because really, this is the magic. Now you could add another piece of designer series paper here if you like, just to give it more oomph if you prefer. And I'll just show you again. This was inspired from my original card where I cut a circle through it so that it would peek through and you see that. So if you did the circle, it'd be difficult. It's not difficult. It's just more work to get another piece here. And then because the designer series paper, so when I recreated it, I really couldn't do it. I just added one of the stamps from there. I couldn't break this paper up. It's too pretty because then I'd lose all of this and I really didn't want to. And then just did that to modify it. So inspiration can come from anywhere. And as always, case it, which is copy and selectively edit wherever you like. Or the other version is copy. The original version for me was copy and share with everyone. But I like the fact that you say selectively edit because it's your card. You do you. That's all that matters. And then we have that. So, oh, for some reason, this one actually went all the way to the end. So, whereas normally it doesn't. So maybe I should have did it at 4 inches. Oh, I forgot to wipe. Okay, I'll get that off. Okay, that's the end of it. So thank you for joining me today for Freaky Friday. I apologize for all the dilemmas. And again, so please don't forget, you've all commented here. Add a heart or an emoji, and I'll put you in for a second draw. I don't know if you can share, but I wouldn't know whether you shared on YouTube. And for every ticket, you'll be added, or for every action, you'll be added in. And of course, if you would like to purchase this kit, I definitely can give you all the pieces. And the cost would only be like, seriously, how many kit? The card is 5. You can buy it. Just message me here. And the cost would be about $20 because I have to do shipping, right? And then you have to, you would have to use your own stamp sets and whatever you have because I'm not allowed to stamp. So that is another dilemma. So there's our two. So which one do you like better? The Berry Burst or this golden glow? Which card do you like better? Let me know which one. Because if you win the draw, then I'll know whether I should give you Berry Burst or whether I should mail you Golden Glow. So let me know. So the draw will happen this weekend. And so I always like to give everybody the full day today to share and whichever, and then, on the weekend, do the draw. So thank you again for joining me. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday at 9 o'clock. It might be here instead of Facebook because I can't seem to get anything to work. So I'll let you know. So Christine's pick, Golden Glow. Thank you very much. And we'll see you again later. Okay, now I have to figure out how to turn this off because I'm currently live and not sure which button to actually hit to make it turn off. So thank you and be patient with me here as I try and figure that out. Have a great day. Happy stampin'. Okay, I got it. But of course,